All right, let's jump right in. What if I told you that one of the single most powerful lessons in problem solving and in quality management doesn't come from some business textbook, but from a life-or-death crisis almost 250,000 miles from home? Today, we're going to break down the Apollo 13 mission and see how it gives us a perfect blueprint for how to handle things when they go wrong.
You know the line. It's got to be one of the most famous understatements in all of history. It's April 13th, 1970. The Apollo 13 crew, they're over 200,000 miles from home. And then, boom, an oxygen tank explodes. It absolutely cripples their spacecraft. Now this is that moment. The moment where pure chaos could have taken over. But it didn't. Instead, something pretty remarkable happened. You see, back in Houston, at Mission Control, they didn't panic, they didn't start pointing fingers, they didn't just start guessing what to do next. The very first thing they did was bring order to that chaos by just simply and objectively defining the problem. They laid out the cold, hard facts. Okay, we're losing oxygen, we have severe power limits, and the crew, their lives are in immediate danger. That's it. That was the starting point.
And that immediate, fact-based assessment, it kicked off this incredibly structured response. It's a way of thinking that turned what should have been a complete catastrophe into what NASA now calls a successful failure. And that structured response, well, that's exactly what we're here to break down.
So what did this approach actually look like? Well, it really boils down to 4 key steps that became the foundation for everything they did. First, like we said, define the problem with total clarity, no guesswork. Then, assess the risk, always. Number 3, get the right experts in the room. And finally, and this one is so important, focus on the root cause of the system failure, not on who might be to blame. This framework is going to be our guide.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. What's so fascinating is how this exact approach from a 1970s space mission is a direct mirror of how modern, high-functioning pharmaceutical quality systems work. Seriously, the principles for handling a deviation, an unexpected problem, they're identical.
Let's start with that first step. Just like Mission Control started with just the hard facts, any good quality investigation in the pharma world has to start with clear, objective documentation of what happened. It's not about what you think happened or what you heard happened, it's about what you know happened. You get the facts down on paper before you do anything else. And next up, risk assessment. For NASA, every single decision they made after that explosion was guided by one simple question. What is the safest thing for the crew? Their number one priority was crystal clear. And it's the exact same in pharma. The guiding light is always patient safety and product quality. That clear hierarchy of risk has to drive every single decision you make. No exceptions.
And look, you can't solve these big, complicated problems in a silo. It just doesn't work. NASA brought everybody to the table. The engineers who built the systems, the scientists who knew the physics, even the astronauts themselves were feeding back crucial data. A strong investigation does the exact same thing. You assemble a cross-functional team of experts from quality, from manufacturing, from engineering, basically anyone who holds a piece of the puzzle.
But you know, this right here might be the most crucial point. Notice the question NASA was asking. It was what failed, not who failed. And that is the fundamental difference between a culture of blame and a culture of genuine improvement. A really solid root cause analysis never stops at human error. It digs deeper and deeper to find the process gaps or the design flaws or the system failures that allowed that error to happen in the first place. It's about the what, not the who.
So, finding the root cause? That's awesome, but it's only half the battle. The next step is making sure you not only fix the immediate problem, but you also guarantee it can never, ever happen again. This is the real heart of what we call CAPA, which of course stands for Corrective and Preventive Action. And this table just breaks it down perfectly. Look at the corrective action for Apollo 13. It was all about stabilizing the spacecraft just to survive the mission. You know, think of that famous, absolutely ingenious Ci2 scrubber they built with duct tape and spare parts. That was the immediate fix. It got them home. Now, look at the preventive action. That came later. That's when they redesigned the systems, they improved training across the whole program, so this could never happen again. It's about surviving the moment, yes, but then strengthening the entire system for the future. So let's bring all this back down to earth. Every unexpected problem, every single deviation you face, it's a potential Apollo 13 moment. It's an opportunity to test your own systems and to apply these exact same lessons in a really structured, effective way.
We all know that famous line from the movie, right?
Failure is not an option. But its real power isn't about demanding perfection, because that's impossible. No, it's about a deep, deep commitment to a process. It's a commitment to structured thinking, to intense collaboration, and to the relentless pursuit of continuous improvement that makes failure less and less likely over time. That's what it really means.
So here it is. This is your takeaway, your mission guide. The next time you face a challenge, remember the Apollo 13 playbook. First, truly understand the problem with objective facts. Then, bring in the right expertise from across different teams. Dig and dig until you find the real root cause in the system itself. And finally, fix the immediate issue, sure, but then implement changes to make absolutely sure it never, ever happens again.
Because at the end of the day, every problem, every deviation really is a mission in miniature. It's a chance to turn a potential failure into a profound success that actually makes your entire system stronger than it was before. So the only question left is, are you ready for yours?